Hi, I'm Cole Costello, and this is North Marion Athletics. This week we saw some tough competition, and with that a few tough losses. But as always, some players and teams stood out. First, we'd like to hand it over to Logan Visor with boys basketball.
You show them what we do. He asked me, fly back, what you gonna do, trying to catch me.
Thanks, Cole. The boys got the week started off on Tuesday, playing a high-powered Madras team. Everyone on both sides remembered last year, when Madras scored a buzzer-beater 3 to win the game. This was still in the Huskies' minds as they wanted to avenge it. The game started fast, but only for Madras. After one, Madras was up 23-13. As the game progressed, more of the same continued. In the 83-53 loss, the Huskies struggled to score, as Matt McLaren was the only scorer in double figures. He had 16 points, and he also led the team in rebounds with 8. On Friday, the Huskies paid a visit to the Molalla Indians. Again, the Huskies got off to a cold start. North Marion jump-started their scoring with a long-distance connection, as they often do. Kyle Williamson was to credit for this 3. However, Mollalla's star guard, Ryan Potter, connected on several jump shots, and Molalla ended the first quarter with a 20-10 lead over the North Marion Huskies. The Huskies found themselves in a position to play from behind the whole game, and did a somewhat good job of it. At a few different points in the third and fourth quarters, North Marion pulled within 3, but that is as close as they got. Molalla pulled away and ended up taking an 8-point victory from the Huskies. It was the attack of the Kyles from North Marion, as Kyle Martin led the Huskies with 14 points, and he was also the Huskies' strongest player of the game. Martin was a monster on the boards, and converted on his free throws for the massive amount of times he was fouled. Kyle Williamson followed with 10 points on the night. Kyle Martin and Matt McLaren each had 6 rebounds. Kyle Williamson led the team in dishing the ball with 4 assists. North Marion shot 41% from the field, compared to 43% for the Indians. The Huskies were right where they want to be for the free throw line, shooting 14 of 20 with 70%. The boys in the first round of league this week as they host the Gladiators. As you can see the league standings on your screen, North Marion is falling behind in place. But with the second round of league, which will consist of a majority of the home games, the Huskies look to catch up with the leaders of the conference. Now I'm going to slap it back to Cole to talk about swimming.
Thanks, Logan. On Tuesday, the swimmers hosted the North Marion Invitational at the Woodburn Aquatic Center. This marked the second time that a swimming team hosted a meet this season. The girls' team took 4th place overall, with the only first-place finisher being Victoria Zahansky, dropping 4 seconds in the 100 breast to secure the top spot. Kobe Lemon got 2nd place in both of her events, the 200 free and the 100 fly, which she dropped 3 seconds off of her personal best. The 200 medley and the 200 free teams both took 2nd place. Some honorable mentions were the 200 medley relay and the 400 free relay, as both of the teams managed a respectable 3rd place. On the boys' side, the team got 3rd place overall, competing against the likes of Philomath, Valley Catholic, and Molalla. Grant Cooper, North Marion's finest in terms of boys swimmers, got 1st place in the 200 free. He came in a very close 2nd in the 500 free, getting beat out by just 0.02 seconds to the 1st place finisher. Kyle Torian dropped an amazing 5 seconds off of his personal best, but was shown that there is room for more improvement as he came into 4th place. The day following, swimming traveled to the Clackamas Aquatic Center to compete in the LaSalle Invitational. Victoria Zahansky took 1st in the 100 breast again, coming behind from the halfway point. Kobe Lemon took 1st in the 200 IM. On the boys' side, Grant Cooper won the 200 free and the 500 free by landslides, while Kyle Torian took 3rd in the 100 fly. Manny Medina barely edged out Andy Pine's time in the 200 IM. With only 2 weeks remaining until districts, the team is steadily improving and putting the final touches on the absolute lineup of events. And now we'd like to jog on over to talk about the girls' basketball. On Tuesday, the Madras White Buffaloes came into town, sporting a 15-2 overall record, which is currently good for first place overall in state. The Huskies knew they had some hard work ahead of them, and in order to achieve a chance of keeping up with the Lady Buffaloes. The game started off well for both sides, especially the Huskies as they kept in the game. After a quarter, the Huskies trailed by just 6 to Madras. North Marion put their best basketball on display in the second quarter. They outscored the number 1 Buffaloes 13-10 to pull within 3 at the intermission. North Marion ended one of their best halves of basketball, shooting 53% from the field, also making 5 of 9 for 3. However, Madras flexed their muscles in the second half as they held the Huskies to no field goals, as North Marion could only muster 7 free throw points. In the end, the Huskies played an outstanding 16 minutes of basketball, but could not keep up the high level of play, as Madras overcame North Marion 57-32. Jennifer Nichols and Jasmine Flores tied for the lead scoring honors with 9 points apiece. Hannah Johnson and Jasmine led the team in boards. North Marion stayed close in the rebounding category, but turned the ball over twice as much as Madras. On Thursday, the Huskies headed over to Molalla High School for a matchup with the Indians. The girls did not play well from the get-go, as the Indians won the first quarter and started out with a sizable lead. As the game moved on, Molalla continued to dominate, and even more so in the fourth quarter, where the Indians outscored North Marion 22-11. Michaela Mewson led the Huskies with 9 points, while Brianna Martinez had a team-leading 9 rebounds and Jasmine Flores had 4 assists. As a team, the Lady Huskies shot 26% and out-rebounded Molalla 36-35, but otherwise Molalla dominated most of the other stat categories. The girls round out league this week with a visit from Gladstone. As you can see on your screen, Madras leads the league with an impressive 4-0 mark. The Huskies, despite their early struggles, still have a chance to finish highly placed in league, as the next highest team displays just a 2-2 league record. Now for wrestling. Being senior night, something a little extra was on the line when Estacada came to town. In this match, injured players returned and won, like in the case of Brendan Patterson, and also star wrestlers continued wrestling at a high level. Recently, Lucas Randall reached 100 career wins as a junior. Now for more info, here is Shane Whitehead on the phone. Hey Shane, can you give us some high points from this week's match?
Hey Cole, as you mentioned, there was a lot on the line when 2 undefeated teams squared off Wednesday night. The duel got off to a quick start at 220 pounds with Gary Card getting the forfeit from the Rangers. Several other wrestlers won their matches, including Brendan Patterson, Adam Vega, Jake Spiegel, Johnny Vara, Lucas Randall, Cody Walker. It was a seesaw affair all night, and the score kept close all the way down to the final match. The fate of the duel fell on the shoulders of Zach Sasson as the Huskies held a 34-30 lead. Zach stepped up to the plate and pinned his opponent, granting the Huskies a 40-30 win over the Rangers.
Does being undefeated in league add any extra pressure?
Although it is great to be alone at the top of the league with an undefeated mark, the Huskies team isn't feeling any added pressure. The pressure sets in upon the completion of league, which happens this week when North Marion visits Madras. The district and state meets will really bring on the pressure.
Do you think the addition of Patterson and hopefully soon Spencer Christie will help the team?
Yes, definitely. The addition of Brendan Patterson already helped out this week, evident in his win to help the Huskies team. And Spencer, despite his limited mat time this season, has always been a strong wrestler. Spencer is expected to return this week in the duel versus Madras. With our hard work and dedication, both Christie and Patterson epitomize what it is to be a North Marion wrestler.
Thanks, Shane. It's always nice to call you up.
It's always a pleasure, Cole.
Now it's time for our play of the week. This week's installment comes from the boys' game at Molalla. At this point in the game, Molalla had a lead and Christian Parker from Molalla was going in for a lay-in. But Jeremy Parkinson did not like that. He went up to defense the shot, stuck his hands in the air, and swatted the ball away. The ball landed deep in the fan section for Molalla, and it drastically took the fans out of the game and brought the North Marion fans back in. If you see Jeremy, Be sure to congratulate him on his fabulous block. Now here's Josh Hauser for this week's FBLA High Flying Performer.
Let's go.
Thanks, Cole. This week's North Marion Athletics FBLA High Flying Performer is Matt McLaren of the boys basketball squad. Matt led the team in scoring and rebounding Tuesday against Madras, scoring a team-high 16 points. And against Malala, he had a great game as well. All season, Matt has arguably led the team in intensity and always shows up to play. Congratulations to Matt for being this week's North Marion Athletics FBLA High Flying Performer. And remember to go to Miss Ione in room 2 at the high school for all of your balloon needs, as they are perfect for any occasion. And now we take it over to Cole for our most popular segment in the Staff Athlete.
Thanks, Josh. This week we bring back one of the most revered segments in the Staff Athlete. To recap our previous episodes, we have brought you to the athletic careers of Kelly Ione and Tolly Wagner. Kelly was an outstanding basketball, volleyball, and softball player at Scappoose High School and Willamette University. Tolly Wagner was a high-class guard at Vale High School and coached at collegiate levels. And this week, we bring you what you asked for. The votes flooded in for our staff athlete vote in the past few weeks, and our fans decided Bill Crumley would be the next staff athlete. So here it is, staff athlete Bill Crumley. We will start Crumley's athletic career in the early days of his life. T-ball and swimming were some of the events that he competed in early on. Mr. Crumley swam competitively not only when he was young, but well into his high school career. He competed in AAU swimming from the age of 10 to the age of 14. He competed in the IM, breaststroke, butterfly, and the freestyle. Bill played his high school football at Tustin High School in California. As you can see on your screen, here are some pictures of him in high school on senior night with his dad and his prom night. Mr. Crumley also competed in track during the course of his high school career. He competed in football 4 years, track 4 years, basketball 4 years, and swimming 1 year. For his great accomplishments in high school, he was named Athlete of the Year. Into college, he went to Saddleback Community, home of the Gauchos. In his career at Saddleback, he was part of a team which won back-to-back conference championships. As a freshman at Saddleback, he caught 5 receptions for 67 yards and had a touchdown. He had 55 rushes for 232 yards and a pair of touchdowns. As a sophomore, he was moved from running back to split end/tight end. At the time, he stood at 6 foot and weighed in at 200 pounds. He had 41 catches for 717 yards and 4 touchdowns. His biggest game includes a 7-catch, 189-yard performance. He earned All-Mission Conference first-team offense and was even named an All-American at his level. A crowning achievement of his Saddleback career was being second in the nation in yards. At the completion of his sophomore year at Saddleback, he transferred to San Jose State University, home of the Spartans. He lettered in the 1974 and 1975 seasons at San Jose State, and the Spartans had a combined record of 17-5-1. He was one of 2 fullbacks on the roster, the other moving on to be an NFL game day official. Statistically, his junior year he had 37 carries for 154 yards, and 10 receptions for 94 yards and a touchdown. His senior year he had 38 carries for 150 yards and a rushing touchdown while catching 5 passes for 59 yards. He began his coaching career in Glencoe High School in Hillsborough, where he was on the staff as an assistant coach. While on staff, the Crimson Tide won 2 separate championships in 1986 and 1994. Then, one of the biggest accolades of his coaching career came when he moved to Century High School. At that point, Century did not have a football program. Mr. Crumley put all the time and hard work into building a football program, that went from 3rd grade through high school. After building the entire program from scratch, Crumley led the Century Jaguars football squad to the playoffs in just their 3rd year of existence. Because of his accomplishments, Crumley was voted Metro League Coach of the Year by his peers. In his most recent coaching tenure, he worked here at North Marion High School as the head coach from 2002 to 2012. Coach Crumley took the team to 2 state playoff game appearances throughout the course of his Husky career. Congratulations to Bill Crumley for being our very first voted-in staff athlete, and as a member of the varsity football program, I'd like to thank you for being our coach. And here's Wyatt Moore with more upcoming events.
Hey, I'm Wyatt with more upcoming events. On Monday, swimming is at Malala at 4 p.m. To wrap up the first round of league, Gladstone comes to play basketball at North Marion, boys at 5:30 and girls at 7. Thursday, swimming goes to Sweet Home for another clash of the Huskies. They start at 4. Also on Thursday, wrestling goes to round up some Buffaloes. That match starts at 7. That's it for more upcoming events. I'm Wyatt Moore. Back to you, Cole.
Thanks, Wyatt. And as always, we'd like to thank Young Life for their sponsorship of our ticker. Be sure to go to the next Young Life Club on Monday, January 30th, and it's a Super Bowl club. And that's all for this week's update. Join us again next week. I'm Cole Costello, signing out.